Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Welcome to another character creation video, and today we are going to be making a character using the brand new 2024 D&D 5th edition Player's Handbook, or 5.24 or 5.5, whatever people want to call it here. I've actually been running the new version of 5th edition minus the monster manual, so I still have to use the original monster manual until the new one releases, but I have actually been running this for a group that I have been part of on the weekdays here, and I've been really enjoying it so far. Actually, I'm gonna hold off on my full review on the new version of D&D until the monster manual is out, because I do like to have all of the core rule books available before I get too deep into it here. But yeah, we're gonna be making a character today, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to make a level 1 wizard. Normally I make fighters for these types of videos, but I think today we're going to go with a first level wizard here. So character creation is a little bit different in the new version of D&D than it was in the 2020 or 2014 version, I should say. So there, you had basically you would choose your race first, and then your class, and then, or your race and background, and then you would choose your class. With this one, you kind of still do all that, but your attributes are actually determined solely by your background. And again, I have thoughts on that, but I'm going to save that for the full review. I don't necessarily dislike the fact that your background is influencing your attributes, but I think that there's something else that I would make as a change to that as well. But anyway, I'm going to save that, like I said, for the full review. But what we're going to do is we're going to use the standard array instead of like rolling dice or anything like that. So I don't want to roll anything because my rolls suck. Last time I was running my 5e game, I made the creatures. I forget what they were fighting. I think they were fighting. Actually, I forget what they were fighting. It might have been. I think it was like a water weird or something. Anyway, there was disadvantage on an attack roll that the creature had to make, whatever it was they were fighting, and so I rolled with Oh, was it disadvantage? No, I think I rolled with advantage actually. Yeah, I think I rolled with advantage, and the result was a natural one. So, yeah, the barbarian was doing reckless attack, and I got to attack it with advantage back, and that's exactly what happened. I rolled two natural ones on the dice, and that was immediately after I rolled a natural one on a saving throw. So that was like three natural ones in a row. So standard array all the way here. So with the player's handbook, we're just going to go right to the attribute, or the page with the standard array here. And one of the things that I actually like that they've done here with the standard array is that they've actually broken it down for each of the classes. So you've got, how the barbarian would handle it, how the bard, cleric, druid, fighter, monk, paladin. So I think we're actually going to use these suggestions for creating our character. So I'm just going to put down and again, I'm having to do this at an angle because I'm sitting at a weird angle, and I'm a lefty, and I'm reaching around a tripod to do all this, but we're just going to go strength, dex, con, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And I know that the 15 is going to be going into the intelligence. But if you look at the wizard there, it's 8 strength, 12 dex, 13 con, 15, 14, and 10. So 8 strength, which makes sense, 12 dex, 13 con, 14 wisdom, and a 10 charisma. And that is perfectly fine there. We're not going to fill in the numbers quite yet, just because, again, we've got some other things that we have to go through. But we will put in the character's name, and we'll make him. I know he's going to be an elf, and he's going to be a wizard. And we're making a level 1 character, so they don't get their subclass until level 3. But we'll call him Risen. All right, level 1. And I know that our proficiency bonus is going to be +2, so I'm just going to put that in there because I know what that's going to be. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the level 1 wizard, and there's a lot of stuff that we can fill in without needing our numbers and stuff finalized. So we're just going to go to the wizard class. Sorcerer. Here we go. So we've got the wizard class here. So we're going to be proficient in intelligence and wisdom saving throws. Again, this is where being a lefty can kind of be a bit of a pain there. But for saving throw, wisdom and intelligence, we're going to be proficient in that. We also get to choose 2 from Arcana, History, Insight, Investigation, Medicine, Nature, or Religion. So I think we're going to take, for intelligence, we're definitely going to take Arcana. And I think we might also take, I think we're going to take Investigation. No, let's take, Perception wasn't one of them, was it there? Nope. Let's take Insight. And we'll go with that there. So, our weapon proficiencies are all simple weapons. Our armor training is none, which makes sense. And then we get to choose for our starting equipment. So we can choose A or B. A or B is just 55 gold pieces, so you can equip yourself however you want. But we're gonna go with option A there. So we will put in our quarterstaff. And I know my writing's bad. So we got our quarterstaff. We also have daggers, which we'll put there. And then we start with 3 wizard cantrips of our choice. We also start with our spell book here. So the spell book contains level 1 plus spells. You start with 6 level 1 wizard spells of your choice. So we'll be putting those in there. Now, the one thing that I will say about the new character sheets that I'm not the biggest fan of is on the spell section here. It's actually cantrips and prepared spells that they have written here, and there's no way to really note whether it's prepared or not. So I'm just going to be filling it in, and in the notes there is where I'll probably put the whether it's prepared or not. But we got 3 cantrips to learn, and what's actually kind of cool about this book is that the spells, the spell list, is actually in the class description. So when you're leveling up your character or you're creating your character there, you can just flip a couple pages as opposed to near the end of the book to choose sort of your starting spells here. So we are going to go with, we're an elf, so I think we've got low light vision. Light still might be a good one, but we'll see. I think our background might give us some cantrips as well. So we're just going to put level 0, 0, 0. I'm going to leave a couple of gaps there, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I know that I want Firebolt. Whoop. And of course I would find the seam in the table there. All right, so Firebolt, casting time, I know that's just standard. We'll fill in the range stuff later. It doesn't have any special, like it's not concentration or ritual or have a material component there, so we don't have to worry about that. And then I also want to have Mage Hand. And that is also a standard action. Or actually, I guess it's technically a magic action for casting time. But anyway, so we got that. We have Firebolt, Mage Hand. You know what? I think we will take. I think we will take light, because I can always. Like I said, I think my background is going to give me 2 cantrips, and a first level spell. But let's take a look at our level 1 spells there. I know, for example, that I am going to want Mage Armor. Just make sure I don't put the... Whoops. You know what? I'm going to spell it the way that I spell it because it looks weird if I don't. So we got Mage Armor. I think... Let's see here. Shield is a good one too. So Shield. Magic Missile. Burning Hands is good as well because that gives you an AoE. And Witch Bolts is really good. I don't remember exactly how it works in the original 5th edition, but in this one here, even if you miss with the spell, you still get to use your bonus action to do like the D12 every round. It might have been that way in original 5e as well. I've never actually used that spell. But if you remember, if you know that for sure, let me know. But in this one, even if you miss the attack, you are guaranteed to still be able to do the D12 every round. So we got Witch Bolt. Let's see here. Ice Knife, Identify. Oh, we'll go with Detect Magic. Because you just never know there. And we're not going to determine which of our spells are prepared yet. Just because, like I said, I think our background is going to give us some more stuff here. But we do have some other level 1 abilities to sort of note here in our class features. So we've got Ritual Adept. So you can cast any spell that is ritual. I don't think I chose anything that has the ritual. But we got Ritual Adept. Then we've got Arcane, and then we have Arcane Recovery. And Arcane Recovery is great because on a short rest, oops. So, short rest, regain half level, round up in spell slots. So at level 1, if you take a short rest, you only get to do it once per day. But if you take a short rest, you regain you regain a level 1 spell slot. Once you reach level 2, you're still only regaining a level 1 spell slot because it's half your level rounded up. But when you get to level 3, you can either regain a 2nd level spell slot or 2 level 1 spell slots. So it's always going to be sort of equal to the highest level spell that you're able to cast, just the way that it works out. But yeah, it's actually a really cool ability. Again, I don't recall if it was in the original 5e. It's been a few years since the last time I ran 5th edition. I want to say it was probably 2021 was the last time I ran 5e. And again, I was the DM, so I don't remember a lot about the player character abilities. We also know that we are going to be able to prepare 4 spells for our level 1 character. So I'm just going to put prepared spells. And that equals 4. So when we do have everything sort of all made up there. For our other gear and equipment, which we have on this page here, and I know I'm kind of writing a lot of stuff off camera. It's just easier for me to reach. But we also have our robe. Then we've got a spell book and a scholar's pack. And we currently have 5 gold. All right, so we've got that information filled in there, so that's pretty good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the background section, because that's basically what we choose. That's what we choose next. So we're going to go past equipment here. Again, we're just a level 1 character. So we're going to start with the backgrounds. So our character origins here. So the 2 that I'm kind of looking at here would either be the Sage or the Scribe, I think, for the character's background here. So let's just find the the scribe. And the way that this works is you get a +2 bonus that you can put into one of the 3 attributes determined by your background, or you can put +1 into all 3 of them. And I'm considering +1 into all 3, but we'll see. So the scribe gets the skilled feat, which gives you extra proficiency and skills. You also get investigation and perception, and I think I already chose I took insight. So we get investigation and perception. I think scribe might be the one that we... No, you know what? No, I want to look at the sage first, so just hold on before I actually commit to any of that. So we've got the sage is Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom. Okay, this might be the one I go with. And you're proficient in Arcana and History. So I already had Arcana, so that's where I'm gonna choose History for sure. But I'm gonna choose Investigation because that was one of the wizard's skills as well. So we're gonna go with that one there. All right, and for the feat, we're going to get the Magic Initiate Wizard. And that's why I left some space for the spells there, because I know the Initiate feat gives you 2 cantrips and a level 1 spell. Tool proficiency. Do we have a spot for, tools? So weapons, simple. Tools, we are proficient with, what does it say there? Calligraphers. Okay, and we've got A or B for our options here. So again, for the equipment, we're just going to choose option A. We already have a quarterstaff. I don't think they cost anything, so I'm not going to bother putting another one in there. But under equipment, we'll put in calligrapher supplies. And that eye is kind of hard to see there, so let's make that a little more obvious. Calligrapher supplies, book, history, and then 8 parchment sheets. And then we've also got a robe, which we already have. And then we've got 8 gold, so it's going to bring our total up to 13 gold. All right, so let's take a look at the feat, just to be absolutely sure here. And one of the things, again, that I like about the new 5e, again, sort of, I guess, spoiling the review section just a little bit, is the fact that, I think the feats come after the races, don't they? Yeah. Is the fact that they actually incorporated feats in a way that I think are far better than what they had before. So you're guaranteed a feat. That was something that was done, I think, with some of the backgrounds in like Tasha's. I think started having stuff like that, but it's just part of the default rules now. The origin feats also are ones that don't grant any increases to an ability score. And what I think is great is they finally just made ability score improvement a feat. Now, it still says ability score improvement in the character progression tables, and I think that's wrong. I think they really should have put feat in there instead, because the description literally says they gain the ability score improvement feat or another feat of their choice for which they qualify. You can also take origin feats as well, even after you go up in levels. Like, there's no prereqs for them. It's just you get the free one from your background there. But for Magic Initiate, You learn 2 cantrips of your choice from the cleric, druid, or wizard spell list. You can choose intelligence, wisdom, or charisma as your spellcasting ability for that feat spells. So let's go back to our wizard spell table. And we get to do 2 more cantrips, which is why I left those spaces there. So 0, 0. And we've got Firebolt, Mage Hand, and Light. So let's take Minor Illusion. And let's take... we have Fire. Let's do Ice as well. So we'll do Ray of Frost. And then for our extra level 1 spell, we've got Mage Armor, Shield, Magic Missile, Burning Hands, Witch Bolt, and Detect Magic available. Detect Magic, does have Concentration and Ritual, so I'll make sure I fill that in. I don't think any of the other spells that I chose have anything like that. Ray of Sickness, Icy Knife, Identify, Illusory Script. Actually, Protection from Good and Evil is not bad. So let's go Protection. I'm just gonna write Evil because that's what it would be, and that's level 1. Okay, so we got our spells, we have our background, we have our equipment. All we got to do now is our ability score increases. Right. So yeah, I think with the Sage, they get plus. I could do +2 into either one of Intelligence, Constitution, or Wisdom, and a +1 into the other one, or I can do a +1 into all 3, and 2 of those 3 are odd numbers, so I'm thinking I might do that instead. Wisdom's at a 14. But Intelligence would go up to 16 and Con would go up to 14. Now I could also leave Wisdom as it is and then put the Intelligence to 17 and the Con to 14. And that really wouldn't change much. And then when I reach level 4, now you know what, we're gonna put 1 into each, because with the ability score increase feat, if I were to take that, then I'd be able to put that into like Wisdom or something else. So yeah, so Con's going to become, keep breaking my lead. Con's going to become a 14, 16, and then, gosh, dang it. And then a 15. So those are going to be our final numbers that we'll fill in. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to choose our race here. So we are elves. So we've got our species trait. We also get some extra things for that as well. Okay, so the elf. So as you can see here, humanoid. They have dark vision. Okay, I guess maybe low light vision's just gone now. So we're gonna put dark vision. So we have that written down. We've got Fey ancestry. So advantage on charmed. I'm just going to put rolls. Oops. Versus charm. Then we got keen senses. So I have perception. Okay, so actually, holy crap, that's really good. I'm going to have to change some skill choices here. So that gives me training in the insight. Okay. So we've got insight already. We don't have perception, so we'll take perception. Okay, so I'm just going to put keen senses, perception. I thought it was all 3, but... Okay, so that's perfectly fine. And then we got trance. And our... we're an elf. Okay. I think we're going to go... So we can also choose between Drow, High Elf, or wood elf. And I think we're gonna go. I think we're gonna go with elf, high elf, which is gonna give us another another cantrip. So I'm just gonna write this down underneath everything else. So 0. So prestidigitation. So we know the cantrip. Whenever we finish a long rest, you can actually replace it with a different cantrip from the wizard spell list. So that's actually pretty versatile, which I do like. And that's basically it. Oh, for languages, I think you just know your own, or sorry, I think you just know 2 languages of your choice here. So I got to see where. Whoops, didn't mean to bump the camera there. Just got to see where we find that. Because I know when I use D&D Beyond, it just gives me the choice of 2. So you get common, and then I think you a choice of 2 languages. But let's see what we've got here. Just looking it up in the back of the book. Language 37. Choose languages. Your character knows at least 3 languages, common plus 2 others of your choice. Okay. So for languages, we've got common. We're going to be taking Elven. So you can also not have your ancestral language, and you could always write that into your background. Like maybe I'm an elf, but I was found and raised by humans, so I don't actually understand the Elvish language, although I'm going to have Elvish here. And we're going to take Draconic because that's just another really good magic-oriented language there. Our alignment is going to be neutral good. I'm not going to bother filling in personality and backstory. We don't have any magic items to attune to, so it's really just a matter of filling in our numbers, and then we're basically done. We can prepare 4 level 1 spells. Also, the one that we chose, Protection from Evil, that is one that we can cast once per day without needing a spell slot because it's part of the Magic Initiate thing there. So I'm just going to put an asterisk next to that, but I'll also just write the letter P next to the ones that I'm going to be proficient with or prepared. So Mage Armor, Magic Missile, Witch Bolt. Detect Magic can be done as a ritual, so I'm not as worried about that. Let's see here, and we'll go with Burning Hands. Okay, so those are the 4 that we have prepared. Now our spell casting modifier. Okay, we can actually put all this stuff in now. So we've got our strength is going to be 8, and I like the fact that they have score and then modifier. So -1. We're probably not going to be attacking with our quarterstaff that often. We also have for our Firebolt, and then Ray of Frost are our damaging cantrips. Yep. So we'll write those in there as well. Our dexterity is going to be 12, which isn't great, but the Mage Armor will help with that. Whoops. I just literally went saying how I like the fact that they break it down, and then I put it in the wrong spot. So that's +1. Our Con is going to be 14. Our Intelligence is a 16, so it's going to be +3. Our Wisdom is a 15, which is a +2. And our Charisma is 10. So we don't really have much there for that. So 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0 for Athletics. And our saving throw, we're at -1. And then +1 for everything associated with the dex there. The saving throw for our Con is going to be +2. Saving throw, we are proficient, so +5. +5, +5, +5. And I'm not proficient in nature or religion. And then we get +4 for the saving throw for wisdom, because it's 2 + 2. Animal handling +2, insight +4, medicine +2, perception +4, survival +2. We've got that information filled in there. So our hit points, it's 6 plus our con modifier. That hasn't changed from the original, so we have 8 hit points. We've got 1 hit die. And our armor class is going to be 11, which is not great. And I just want to look up... Whoops, I keep hitting the camera. I just want to look up mage armor, because I think it gives you a 13 plus. So I just want to be sure of that before... Mage... Mass heal. Mage armor. Okay, so without hitting anything this time. So mage armor, you touch a... Oh, you touch a... Well, it's not personal. Okay, you touch a willing creature that isn't wearing armor. Until the spell ends, the target's base armor class becomes 13 plus dexterity modifier. The spell ends early if the target dons armor. So our armor class is going to be 11 or 14 mage armor. Okay. Initiative is equal to our dex modifier, so it's going to be +1. The speed for the elf is 30 feet. So that's kind of the standard. We are medium size, and our passive perception is going to be 14. Our quarterstaff, so again, that is a strength-based attack, so it's going to be -1 to hit. Oh, we are proficient, though, so I guess we get +1 total, 2 -1. The dagger is dex-based, so we can actually get +3 in that. And then our fire bolt is magic, so that is intelligence plus proficiency, so this could be +5. Ray of Frost will also be +5, so I wonder what we're going to be using more often than not there. So the quarterstaff, I think, is a D6 or a D8 if you do it two-handed. All right, so weapons. Quarterstaff is a D6 or a D8 two-handed. So we're just going to put 1d6 -1, and then notes, versatile, 1d8 -1. Okay. The dagger should be a d4, right? D4 piercing. So 1d4, but we also get to add 1 for that one. And its range for the dagger is 20, so thrown. What do we have here? Finesse, yeah. I'm not going to bother writing... Oh, I'll put that in, I guess. Finesse, light, THRO. And that's 20/60 for the range. And then our firebolt for our spells, our cantrips. So, firebolt. You hurl a mode of fire at a creature or an object within range. So, just going to put the range here, which I think is, what, 120 feet? Alright, so it deals 1d10 fire damage. So, 1d10, and then Ray of Frost. Surprising number of spells that start with the letter P. Alright, remove curse, so... There we go. Ray's dead. Ray of Frost has a range of 60 feet. And it does 1d8 cold, and its speed is reduced but to 0. Okay. So 1d8 cold. Speed 0 until next turn. Okay. So there we go. We got our notations, and we're pretty well done. So it doesn't really take a whole lot to fill in these character sheets here. So the last thing that we're going to put in is our spellcasting modifier is +3, intelligence. Alright, so spell save DC is going to be 8, +2, +3, so it's going to be 13. And our spell attack bonus is going to be +5, 2 for proficiency, as well as 3 for our intelligence. And there we go. So we've got Risen, our level 1 Elven Wizard. We don't have a subclass yet because that's level 3. Armor class is 11 or 14 with mage armor. We have 8 hit points to start. Luckily, no death saving throws off the gate there. Proficiency bonus of +2, -1 to strength for their modifier there. 8 strength, 12 dex, 14 con, 16 intelligence with arcana, history, and investigation as proficient skills. Wisdom is 15 with insight and perception as trained skills. Charisma is 10 with no trained skills. We're not trained in any armor, but we are trained in simple weapons. Calligrapher supplies. We have the ritual adept ability as well as arcane recovery, so we regain a number of spell slots equal to half our level rounded up on a short rest, which is going to do once per day. 4 spells prepared. We have Dark Vision, Fey Ancestry, Keen Senses, and Trance, because like I said, we are the High Elf there. And we have the Magic Initiate Wizard feat for our background, which I forgot to write in there. So background is Sage. So we got Sage for the background. And then on the next page there, our alignment's going to be neutral good. Languages, we have our Common, Elven, and Draconic. We have a robe, spellbook, scholar's pack, calligrapher supplies, a historical tome, and 8 sheets of parchment, along with 13 gold. And our cantrips are Prestidigitation, Firebolt, Mage Hand, Light, Minor Illusion, and Ray of Frost. We also have Mage Armor. In our spellbook, we have Mage Armor, Shield, Magic Missile, Burning Hands, Witch Bolt, Detect Magic, and Protection from Evil. With the Protection from Evil being something we can cast once per day without requiring a spell slot, so I didn't prepare it there. And we prepared Witch Bolt, Burning Hands, Magic Missile, and Mage Armor as our level 1 spells. So we look at our combat abilities here. A quarterstaff, which we get +1 to hit for a d6 -1, or d8 -1 if we decide to wield it two-handed. A dagger, which gives us +3 to hit for 1d4 +1. We can also throw it. And then we've got the Firebolt, which is a +5 to hit for 1d10 fire within 120 feet. Ray of Frost, which is +5 to hit for 1d8 cold and reduces the speed of the target to 0 until their next turn, and they have a range of 60 feet on that one. So we've got our wizard character created. And again, it's not a bad process there. I'm going to save my full thoughts on character creation as I hit the camera again. I'm going to save my full thoughts on the character creation process for the new 5th edition for when I do the full review. I am just waiting on the monster manual to arrive, so I've got that pre-ordered from 401 Games, as well as I think Wizards said that they are going to be sending me a copy of it as well. So I'll have plenty of monster manuals when the time comes. I'm just still waiting for them to arrive. But yeah, anyway, there we go. So let me know in the comments below if you have been playing the new 2024 version of D&D 5th edition. Which class have you played as a player character, and what are your thoughts on it? Again, this isn't a place for edition wars or for just general nastiness and stuff like that. So let's try to keep it a positive space. If you don't have a positive opinion, or if you're not into the new D&D, that's cool. I get it, I understand. And if you want to express that, that's also fine. But just try to be respectful about it. because everybody else has, they're entitled to their own preferences and opinions, and there should be a place for everybody at the gaming table. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Until then, take care.